Okay, let's take a look at how do we transition from the Potomac HP to the Grandview and still explain to a homeowner that they're not necessarily giving up anything. We always want people to show the Potomac HP window as your lead window. Okay, the Potomac HP gives you all the options, all the color options, and all the bells and whistles any homeowner could ever want. But there's still a lot of the same core characteristics of what made the Potomac HP window a great window inherent in the Grandview window. All right, let's take a look at how we can drop from the Potomac HP window to the Grandview window. Both are high-end Energy Star certified products. The reason I always like to talk about the Potomac window first is because it's got all of the bells and whistles, all of the color options, and everything you could ever want in a vinyl replacement window. It doesn't fit in everybody's budget. That's why the Grandview window is actually our best seller with Window Nation. But the first thing most people do when they quote unquote drop products is they talk about what the Grandview doesn't have that the Potomac HP window does have. But the first thing we're gonna do is talk about what the Grandview does have. And the first thing that we talk about that the Grandview has that the Potomac HP doesn't have necessarily is maximizing the amount of glass without sacrificing hardly anything in energy efficiency. As a matter of fact, the Grandview window has on average about 27% more glass than a traditional Energy Star certified product. A couple core components of what we feel make a great window are inherent in both series. Let's take a look at what that core components are. The first thing is the sill. Both sills have a double-walled sill dam. Both sills have an 1.25 inch pocket to a 5-degree sloping sill, and no weep holes in our main frame. Both sills have a foam-filled frame and sash. Both sills have a Q-line gasket weather stripping, as well as a secondary structural bottom sash interlock. Both windows have a moat in the sash to be able to stop water from sitting on our sash, so that moat pitch stays exactly the same. Both Potomac and Grandview windows use triple finned treated weather stripping. The Potomac has over 600 inches, the Grandview has over 400 inches, but the weather stripping stays the exact same as far as performance. Both Potomac and Grandview utilize a full-length meeting rail interlock, stopping any intruders from the outside coming in. Both the Potomac and Grandview have a structural reinforcement, Vi-Core reinforcement at the interlock. Both the Potomac and Grandview offer R5 foam-filled frame and sash. The Potomac is a .03 air infiltration, the Grandview is a .04 air infiltration, far exceeding industry standards. The standard U factor on the Potomac and Grandview is essentially exactly the same. So as you can see, we don't necessarily talk about taking things away when we offer the Grandview window. We talk about some of the stuff that we can add and a lot of the stuff that's the same. Both Potomac HP and Grandview windows have a Vi-Core structural reinforcement at the meeting rail. So as you can see, when we talk about going to the Grandview window, we don't necessarily start talking about things we take away. We start talking about things that are similar, and the one thing that we add, which is more glass space. Should help you sell a whole heck of a lot more windows in the home. The Grandview and even the Georgetown windows come available in white, or even white. So they only come in white. So if you're looking for any different color variations, the Potomac HP is your window. Luckily, about 80 to 85% of everything we sell is in the white color. However, you never want to get yourself in a situation where you're pitching a window and all of a sudden a color comes into play and you don't have that window pitched. So we always like to make sure that we show the Potomac HP as our lead window. Then it's easy to drop, and as you can see, when we drop, quote unquote, there's still a lot of the same similarities and actually adding something for the homeowner.